Okay, so let's come back to our radar engineering regarding the upcoming CA4, because question pattern already changed. I think you know the question paper because question pattern 25 marks exam, 15 marks for 1 marks MCQ. So 15টা question থাকবে 1 marks-এর জন্য, and another 5 questions will be there for 2 marks. That will be based on the numerical problems and like the mathematical or the numerical formulas just we have seen in case of radar engineering. So 5 into 2, that means 10 plus 15, total 25 marks. For this reason, in the previous CA2, CA1 and CA2 have already studied certain numerical problem or studied certain MCQ pattern question. Today also, what we will do, I will share the PDF because the PDF is sufficient not only for the CA4 or the CA3, this kind of examination purpose, for the university exam also. Because ultimately university exam, if they do not announce the thing officially, but most probably the exam will be on the basis of MCQ question answer session. So for this reason, at least 100 and 110 questions, ready-made questions with answer, I will give you today. So before that, before going to the discussion, I want to share the slide. Obviously certain questions and কিছু question answer তোমরা নেটেও পাবে, যেমন অলরেডি আমি একটা খুলে বসে আছি, that is the, if you search this thing, the radar engineering MCQ, the first thing you will find that is the 250 plus top MCQs on radar system and answers. I have seen most of the answers are correct. So এটা পজিটিভ জিনিস। জেনারেলি যেটা আমরা নেটে পাই যে অনেক আনসার কিছু ভুল থাকে, এখানে আমি দেখলাম এটাতে বেশি স্টক নেই, যেটা আছে হচ্ছে তার পরেরটাতে দেখবেন radar systems বলে মাইক্রোওয়েভ ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং সোসাইটিতে একটা পোর্শন আছে, দ্যাট ইজ বেসিক্যালি দ্য স্যান্ড ফাউন্ড্রিতে অনেক সাবজেক্টের আছে, সেখানে র্যাডারেরও পাবে। এখানে যে কোশ্চেন আনসার, বিকজ এখান থেকে অনেক টাইপের কোশ্চেন আনসার তুমি পাবে যেগুলো খুব ফ্রুটফুল। কারণ আমি দেখেছি যে এখানে যেগুলো আছে আমি দেখলাম কোশ্চেন আনসার সেশনের মধ্যে, সেখানে অনেক টাইপের কোশ্চেন আছে যেগুলো আমাদের কাজে লাগবে। এখানে ডিফারেন্ট টাইপস অফ কোশ্চেন্স ইনক্লুডিং নিউমেরিক্যাল কোশ্চেন সেশন, অলসো নিউমেরিক্যাল প্রবলেমস ওরা দিয়েছে, সেগুলো আমাদের বেশ কাজে লাগতে পারে। সিমিলারলি এখানে কিছু মাইক্রোওয়েভের কোশ্চেন আছে, সেটা সুশোভন স্যার যেভাবে গাইড করবে তোমরা করবে, কিন্তু র্যাডার রিলেটেড যদি আমরা বলি, এখান থেকেও কিছু কোশ্চেন আনসার আমরা কালেক্ট করতে পারি। বাট যেটা আমি তোমাদের সাথে আজকে শেয়ার করব, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য অথেন্টিক ওয়ান। 1 minute. So this is the thing that is from the A.B. Bhattacharya book. Many questions they have given. You will find many MCQs, including numerical problems with answers, because this particular material, a few of questions already I have shared or I have given in the CA2 exam, most probably, CA1 exam, most probably. So like this way, you will get many questions. 15 pages are there. So in 15 pages, they have covered all the typical types of MCQs that might come in the for the university examination as well as for the CA4 exam. So this material I will share with you. আমি হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপে দিয়ে দিচ্ছি, এই ম্যাটেরিয়ালটা দিয়ে দেব ক্লাসের পরে। So around 95 questions you will find with answer. At the end you will find the answers are also given and all the answers are correct. I have checked the answers. Very authentic book this one is, A.B. Bhattacharya. So all the answers are correct. You may blindly follow this the question answer session. And if you follow these things, you will find they have started with the chapter 1, that is the basic radar range equations. From this particular initial chapter, they have slowly moved upward versions, that is from the radar, starting from the radar range equations, they have directly gone to the superhydrogen ring techniques, different types of radar type, different radar types, different ECM, ECCM technique, different things of the different sessions that we have covered, including the microwave portion, that is this TWT microwave oscillators portion we have studied. So all the portions they have covered including the small numerical parts, because most probably university will give some numerical problems for the 2 marks pattern. So 2 marks problem, this kind of numerical is sufficient. In this case, if you see one problem they are given, the error delta FD, we know the delta FD, certain type of correction will be there. Just don't be confused. This FD, that will be the suffix FD. They have written F dot D like this way, but that will be F suffix D. That is the error del of FD in case of Doppler calculation. So del of FD is the measurement of the Doppler frequency as a function of the integration time T, and signal to noise ratio S by 8 is given by. So like this way, you will find many questions are there. Simple mathematical formula they have used, and from the mathematical formula they have collected all the documents. So this kind of session or this kind of material will be helpful. With this material, you have to go through the internet because this Sand Foundry, you will find many questions are there. You may take help from the Sand Foundry. I have another book that is called the KK Sharma book, but KK Sharma typically they have not given directly this MCQ based question bank, but I will try to collect another few questions, at least 20 to 25 questions regarding the radar engineering, and if I able to collect, I will share this thing in our WhatsApp group. So this material I will post today. To go thoroughly through this material, you will find all the related numerical problem or the numerical matters that will be useful for the exam purpose. Certain things I want to mention. In this case, this type of question you will find, because this type of question they might ask for the university examination purpose. So a missile guidance, if you see the question number 73, a missile guidance technique using a radar in which a tracking radar located outside the missile continuously track the target, and it is imperative that the target remains illuminated by the radar beam right from the time of launch till the time of engagement is that. So if you see this kind of questions, that is basically the beam forming technique. In case of our syllabus, in Makauti syllabus, at the end of our syllabus, they have given certain topics, certain materials that are associated with the beam forming and the antenna radiation pattern. So this type of question, just see the type of the question. If the statement is slightly larger, if you see the statement, they have covered many terms. So don't be confused. That is a very straightforward question. If you follow this kind of, this is a beam radiator or the beam radiation pattern related question. So this type of question they might ask in the same pattern, same type of question they might ask in the university exam purpose. So again, another thing, a radar receiver and echo signal 2 milliseconds after the signal pulse was transmitted, the targets each as a distance. This is a very common type normal question we are using to calculate the radar distance, because twice frequency, twice range, 2 are definition we have included, and if we just include this formula, we solve this kind of problem. Another problem, that is the majority problem I will find here, that is dependent upon this Doppler frequency shift to the Doppler range equations. Next, related to the these are the some questions at the end you will find that is not directly associated to our syllabus, but they have given, that is the one of the following navigation system cannot be used for the finding exact location of the plane or ship. So this kind of questions they will find. The term of the localizer and glide path. This localizer and glide path is basically is a system that is called the instrument landing system. We will find the system that is not included in our syllabus, ILS. This instrument landing system, they are using this technique. So what is this instrument landing system? Briefly, I may mention, if we just go through the, this time, unfortunately, we have not gone through the training session in this Bagdogra airport, but if, the previous year we have gone through the training session in Bagdogra airport. But if you see the ATC room, the ATC controlling room, we will find the radar monitoring system is there. And the radar monitoring system, depending upon the radar monitoring, the ATC is controlling the flight, takeoff, and basically all the operations of the monitoring system of the pilot is basically controlled from the ATC room. So ATC, during the takeoff or during the normal operation of the aircraft, they are using this particular technique. One is called the localizer and another is called the glide path. Glide path is basically a path that is a narrow shaded path that will be followed by the pilot, because pilot is totally blind, that they will follow the guidance, the glide path radiation pattern or the glide path direction. If we see the runway, we will find there is different types of navigation tools are mounted. Basically the antenna, different types of antenna radiation tools are mounted, as well as we'll see some different types of lighting systems are there. and different types and different colors of light. These are basically part of the glide path system. So no details will be required. Only they have given this kind of MCQ at the end of this particular MCQ question bunch. For this session, I have mentioned the term. So this localizer and glider path, that is a part of which thing? That is a part of the instrument landing system, ILS. They are in case of ATC, they are commonly, this is a very popular term because ATC frequently use this kind of landing system. Next, this is a type of mark the correct option, Doppler shift effect, all these things. This is a question you will find in a pulse radar. The peak transmitted power is increased by a factor of 81, keeping the other parameters unchanged. The maximum range capability of the radar increases by a factor of. So again, that is, if you open the university question paper, this particular 88 question, you will find number 88. This is a very common question. If you open the Makauti previous year question paper, you will find this is a very common question for the MCQ. That in a pulse radar, the peak transmitted power is increased by a factor of 81, or suppose this kind of factor. So what will be the effect? All the parameters are keeping unchanged. The maximum range capability of the radar, what will be the increasing parameter, or what will be the amount of increasing, what will be the effect in the increasing parameter amount if we increase by a factor of 81. So this kind of questions you may find in your university exam also. Again, no new things basically here, because we have covered all the things, all the topics that are mentioned in our syllabus. We have not skipped any topic till now. We have covered all the problems, all the numerical factors or the numerical formulae that will be required. Blind speed related questions, the PRF, MTI. So this pulse repetition frequency related question. There is another question I am finding out, that is the question number 43. In a pulse compression radar, the transmitted coded pulse is 5 microseconds long and is frequently modulated with Fmin and Fmax being 50 and 70 megahertz respectively. That means they have given two different range. One is for the lower frequency or the lower boundary range, that is the 50 megahertz, and another is the 70 megahertz. That is the value for the 50 megahertz is for the Fmin value, and 70 megahertz they have given for the this Fmax value. So we have to find out the pulse compression ratio. This kind of questions they might ask. So compression ratio means that is the ratio of the different two pulses. In this case, how can you find out the two pulses? Because the ranges are given, the values are already provided. Any new thing? Just let me see. So two links are sufficient. I think this one, sanfoundry.com, microwave engineering questions of the radar systems. We are interested about this particular portion. So if I share the screen, the link you may copy. So this link. This is a very popular link, SANFoundry. Many, depending upon not only for radar engineering, all the subjects you are getting, you can get the MCQs from this particular site. But for the radar engineering, they have covered all the topics, and I have checked the answers. Almost they are correct. One or two confusions are there, but if we basically omit this confusion or just neglect this one or two question answer session, all the remaining questions that they have provided in this case, almost they are correct. So you may easily go through this session. That is the SANFoundry website. Again, another thing that is important, not only for the MCQ purpose, because another material is there. I'll share it with you, because already we have covered the syllabus. That is, this material is the from the Naval Postgraduate School. That is the Professor David Chen. Nicely noted down all the topics, mainly the theoretical portion, because for the MCQ, not only the numerical problems, the theoretical requirements are there. So nicely they have charted different, because this type of thing, that is the radar bands and usage, this kind of things they have nicely noted down. Time delay ranging, the numerical small formulas that will be required to solve the various types of numerical problems, to solve the MCQ based numerical problems. We have to use the formula. So they have given all the things very small, a little bit very gist way. That is readily available in website, a free download option. Classifications by function. So rather broadly they have classified into two sections. One is called the civilian purpose applications. Another is, the military purpose application. So for the civilian purpose, the weather avoidance, military purpose, we are also using the weather avoidance, navigation tracking, search and surveillance, high resolution imaging mapping, and just the broad classifications we are finding out. For the civilian purpose, they have mentioned the this point, that is the space flight and the sounding, and this military application, typical type of proximity fudges, and that is countermeasures. We have studied at the last module this particular portion. That is the countermeasures, means the ECM, ECCM, this kind of techniques we have already studied. So they have mentioned that is a restricted version, because in case of military application, the jammer and all these things were especially nowadays we are jamming technique we are using in all of the cases, all of the because in our college we also use the jammer because the TCS exams are going on. So for this reason, similarly, this kind of activities we are following basically or dedicatedly for the military applications of the military purpose. They have mentioned, they have noted out this thing. Classification of radar, we have studied different types of radar. They have nicely classified into a particular block. If you see the radar, they have classified the CW radar, that is the continuous wave radar, and this is the pulse radar. And we know CW radar, another classification we have studied, that is called the FM CW, that is basically the frequency modulated continuous wave radar. So FMCW is a technique, the block diagram we have seen for the FMCW, and the rest of the equations, not only the equations, the rest of the blocks are connected or associated with the FMCW that we have also seen. In case of pulse radar, if you see the pulse radar operation, so broadly we can classify pulse radar into two different sections. One is called the non-coherent, that is the asynchronous, another is the coherent, that is called the synchronous. And this coherent section, if you see, we have studied in case of coherent section, two different parts. One is called the MTI radar, another is the pulse radar. These two classifications we have studied in case of coherent detection technique. What are the different forms? We have studied the MTI radar as well as the pulse Doppler radar. So they have first classified the coherent, that means the synchronous detection, into three different parts. One is the low PRF, that is the low pulse repetition frequency, medium PRF, that is the medium pulse repetition frequency, as well as the high PRF, that is the high pulse repetition frequency. And if you see the classification, the low and the low PRF and the partial portion of the medium PRF, that will come under the MTI section. And high PRF, that is the medium PRF, starting from the medium PRF to up to the high PRF section, that will come under the pulse Doppler. Why I am mentioning this part? Because they might ask for the MCQ question sessions that MTI radar covering which PRF session, or pulse Doppler radar basically used in which PRF portion. So obviously, where pulse Doppler radar we are utilizing or using in case of high PRF, high pulse repetition frequency zone, and the MTI radar we are basically using for the low pulse repetition frequency zone. Then we have seen the basic classification. If you see the slide, you will find the basic classification they have given. In this classification, nothing new, because we have started from the first year. We have started this. We have explained this kind of waveform. We have seen the classification of the different parameters that are associated with the waveform. But one thing, though we know all the things, but one thing I want to mention, that's the phase velocity in free space. We know the term, that is the c, that unit is meter per second, but in some cases we forget the unit of the c, because what is the value for the c? That is a very common question for the interview purpose and for the MCQ also. So you have to note down the unit as well as the value. In this case, the direction of the propagation, generally we follow the Z direction propagation. We have seen in many cases, in case of antenna theory also, which directional movement we have to go. We have to follow the Z directional propagation axis. Wavelength, obviously, that is lambda. Radian frequency, because we are not dealing with the normal frequency. Normal frequency that is mentioned by the small f. But radian frequency, that is called the omega term is there. And obviously the unit is changed. Don't be confused with the normal frequency with the radian frequency. In case of radian frequency, the unit is changed and the unit is radian per second. Below that, you will find the normal frequency case. So in this section, there is nothing new point or nothing new thing we have already implemented. All the things we already know. So next, wavefronts and rays, because different types of wavefront pattern we are getting. If you see this next slide, you will find the antenna far field, because in case of antenna radiation pattern, two different types of fields radiation patterns are there. One is called the near field radiation pattern, another is called the far field radiation pattern. So wavefront of the rays, you will find that in the antenna far field, the waves are spherical. So spherical means that obviously the R that should be greater than this condition. This type of condition, you should be cautious. So spherical means they have mentioned the condition that R is greater than 2d square by lambda. This kind of mathematical or the numerical conditions that might be asked for the MCQ purpose. So they have mentioned the fine. Wavefronts at large distances are locally plane. Wave propagation can be accurately modeled with a locally plane wave approximation. So plane wavefronts, you can say that is the local region in the far field of the source can be approximated by the plane. This kind of radiation pattern, this kind of thing you are getting. Next, superposition of the waves. Just now we have mentioned about the grazing angle. So this is the airborne radar. So this is the structure. Just now we have mentioned the ATC technique and the instrument landing system. So this kind of radiation pattern we are getting for the localizer section. So for this reason, I have just now mentioned that localizer and this kind of techniques we are implementing in case of instrument landing system. So in this case, they have mentioned about the superposition of wave means for multiple sources of the same frequency are present, or multiple paths exist between a radar. That means they are talking about the multiple fading techniques, because fading is a very crucial parameter in case of wave propagation technique. In case of radar also, there is a huge implementation, there is a huge factor that will be implemented that can be associated with the radar engineering with the fading technique. So this next, wave polarization. Though the wave polarization, we know the nature of the wave polarization that we have studied already in case of electromagnetic waves, but in this portion also you will see, you can find out the electric fields, vertical transmission path. These are the parameters that are related or associated. So polarization means that is the orientation. So polarization refers to the shape of the card traced by the tip of the electric field vector as a function of time at point of space. So this is a very common term in case of wave polarization. When we are talking about the propagation of the waves or the propagating waves, obviously the polarized wave we are getting generally in case of microwave or the radar engineering. So microwave systems are generally designed for linear or circular polarization. That is because we are dealing with the microwave, so that the common features that we are implementing, that is either linear or the circular polarization. Two orthogonal linearly polarized antennas can be used to generate circular polarization. This last point is very crucial. They have mentioned, we know the orthogonality condition. We have studied the orthogonality condition in different sections of our or the different portions of our subjects, not only for the radar engineering, for electromagnetic theory, orthogonal condition. In case of digital communication, we have studied the orthogonality or the orthonormality. So two orthogonal linearly polarized. We know the linearly polarized, two orthogonal, that is the condition. Two, if the signals of two orthogonal linearly polarized antennas can be used to generate circular polarization. So that is the condition. That is because we want to generate in this case the circular polarization. How can we generate? Two orthogonal linearly polarized antennas may be used or can be used to generate the circular polarization. This kind of fruitful information we may carry. Next, the antenna parameters, because this is a common parameter in case of fundamental equation for gain. Using this parameter, we can solve the numerical problem also, because just now our concentration is on the MCQ, because already university, not officially, unofficially announced that they might organize the exam on the basis of the MCQ question and answer session. So we have to be focused on the MCQ question answer session. So for this reason, the method of study, the method of classes already changed. Principals are instructed that just we have to focus on the MCQ based discussion. For this reason, we are going with the MCQ based session, because all the details, all the 5 to 7 marks questions or the 8 mark questions most probably will not come for the examination purpose. So only for the 1 marks and 2 marks. This is this 1 marks and the 2 marks questions are our target. So gain is the radiation intensity. In case of antenna, if we want to measure the radiation pattern, or if you see the radiation intensity, so obviously you have to measure the gain. So gain is the radiation intensity relative to a lossless isotropic reference. Lossless means there is no as such object, there will be no loss, but practically for the ease of the calculation, for the ease of the notation, we are using the lossless medium. Isotropic means the source that can radiate equally in all the directions. Fundamental equation of the gain that we are interested, G is the gain notation. So what is the value for the G? G equals to 4 pi AE divided by the lambda square. So what is this AE? There is an interesting relation, though very small but interesting relation. So AE equals to A into epsilon. A is the overall area. But we know in case of antenna, the overall area cannot be used as a radiator. The overall area cannot be used as a we can say for the radiation purpose. So we have to see the effective length or the effective area of the antenna that can be used for the radiation purpose. So if you see the AE, that is the effective area. So what is the formula or what is the relation between the overall area and the effective area? So aperture overall area means I want to mention that is the aperture, that is the overall mouth of the area. So aperture area is the aperture area. So aperture area multiplied by the efficiency, that will give us the effective area value. So very small relation, but very interesting one, very useful one. So AE equals to A suffix E equals to a capital A into epsilon. That is the capital A is the aperture area and epsilon is the efficiency. We know the range of the efficiency. So that will vary between the 0 to 1. So if you see the efficiency range they have mentioned, we know that the lowest value will be 0 and the highest value may be 1. Lambda, that is nothing new. Lambda equals to C by F wavelength. So we are interested about this equation, G equals to 4 pi AE by lambda square. That is the key equation in this case. As well as we are interested to find out the effective aperture depending upon the aperture area. So if we know the aperture area and if we know the efficiency, we can easily calculate the effective aperture. So effective aperture, what is the relation? AE, if the notation is A suffix E according to this particular slide. So AE equals to capital A into epsilon. This is the fruitful information we are getting. Next, different types of antenna parameters. So antenna parameters means we know the half power beam width, HPBW, theta B parameter, polarization, side lobe level, antenna noise temperature, TA. Though they have just mentioned the term, and if we see the figure, you will get all the terms they have mentioned here. So, but I will suggest that go to the Skonlik book, because Skonlik already a separate section is there. Antenna fundamental parameters, so the antenna basic parameters we have studied rigorously or in detail all the parameters we have seen. We have seen the basic mathematical formula that are associated with the parameters. So just go to the Skolnick book and find out the antenna parameters, because antenna parameters, from the antenna parameters 5 to 6 at least MCQ, different types of MCQ we may basically get or we may conclude from the, or we may get from the antenna fundamental parameter section. So don't avoid this section, this particular section. Just go to the Skolnick book. You'll find this section, separate section is there. That is the antenna parameters, antenna fundamental, obviously the antenna fundamental parameters. All the points that will that you may say in this particular, you may see in this particular slide that are already given in the Skolnick. That is the half power beam width, the HPBW notation is theta B, polarization, side lobe level, antenna noise temperature, operating bandwidth, as well as the radar cross section and the other signatures. So, but they have gisted down here, and you will find the radiation pattern they have mentioned. Then rather antenna trade-offs. So antenna trade-off means depending upon the size, area, cross-sectional function or cross-sectional properties, there are different and the obviously different types of, depending on the different types of applications, we may note down the different trade-offs on the antenna. So rather antenna trade-offs, if we see the first one, that is the airborne application, we will see the size, weight, power consumption, next power handling, and location on platform. So these are the theoretical patterns, nothing new. Accommodation as many systems as possible to avoid these things. So this material also I will share, that is very helpful. I have seen the materials, that is also very helpful for the MCQ, because all the noting kind of things you may get from this 51 to 52 slides are there. I think yes, 51 slides are there. So you may usually go to the slides or see the material because soft copy will be available, and we may see the different parameters that we are getting. Next, accommodate as many systems as possible as to avoid operational restrictions, multi-mission, multi-band, etc. Signatures must be controlled: radar cross section, RCS, infrared, IR, acoustic, and the visible. This is the different section we are getting. Next, this again common section, radar range equation, but I will suggest don't study the radar range equation from this kind of short gist kind of material. Study this section in detail, thoroughly from the Skolnick, because many parameters Skolnick introduced or Skolnick discussed. No other book or no other e-copy that are available with us that have not gone through too much details like the Skolnick one, because Skolnick details all the or associated all the parameters that might be included, that might be associated with the radar range equations. So for this is a radar range equation, if you see the quasi monostatic, because quasi monostatic is this is the system they are talking about. The basic radar range equation they have written. You know the equation PR equals to PTG2 sigma AER by 4 pi R square into whole to the power square, that is equals to PTGTGR sigma lambda square 4 pi cube by R to the power 4. Next, minimum detection range. We know what is minimum detection range. That will be associated with the minimum detectable signal. So, though this S-min, that is the minimum detectable signal, MDS is one term. At the another term they have mentioned, that is the maximum detection range. So, one is minimum detectable signal, short form is MDS. Another is the maximum detection range. So depending upon that, two different terms they have defined. One is the S-min, another is the PR. So PR value we have defined is equals to S-min when that is that we are following PT into GT into GR sigma lambda square by 4 pi cube R to the power 4, or R max value we are finding out. So this kind of pattern, this kind of equation we may get. Next, radar block diagram. All the topics they have covered. Radar basic block diagram, very beautifully given. This block, if you see the block, you may write down or note down this kind of block also. All the topics they have confirmed on, and only point to point basis they have written. They have listed down the thing. Coordinate system, nothing new, because the radar coordinate system, the spherical coordinate system, spherical polar, that is the R theta phi azimuth elevation, is it elevation of the alpha, gamma, this kind of elevation angle we have already seen. Radar display, many types of display, A display, B display, PPI, that is the full form is also important. We generally mention this term PPI, but sometimes they ask the full form of the PPI. PPI means the plan position indicator. PPI means the plan position indicator. C display, these are the different types of radar display. They are dedicatedly, we are measuring the dedicatedly radar display unit. And if you see the A display, B display, plan position indicator, PPI, and the C display, these are the different types of radar display unit. Next, pulse waveform, that are the different parameters of the pulses that you have measured. Pulse repetition frequency, the FP, the TP, that is the interpulse period. These are the different parameters. Pulse width, tau, is another important parameters, because radar, that means continuously we are transmitting the different types or different shapes of pulses. So we cannot omit the different pulse parameters. You can see the different pulse parameters and number of pulses. This is another important parameter. Next, range ambiguities. All the things we have studied from the Skolnick book in detail. They have just listed down all the different topics that you may find. That's the range ambiguity means for the detection purpose we are using. So overlapping, to minimize the overlapping, we have to find out, we have to see the up to which portion, up to which extent the range ambiguities we may follow. And one thing they have basically not given in this portion, yes, not covered this portion, that is the threshold detection. Because already you have seen from the Skolnick book in the detailed detection, A, B, C, 3 different points we have taken, and we have found out the threshold detection, or we have seen the threshold detection technique. So this pulse range ambiguities will be there. Range resolution we have to find out. Range gates, again, this range gates are dependent upon the dwell time. This is a very important parameter. So what is this dwell time? Dwell time equals to capital N by PRF. See this capital N, just now we have seen what is this capital N. Capital N is this parameter, that is the number of pulses divided by the PRF, pulse repetition frequency. So sometimes they might ask to calculate you to find out the value for the dwell time. How can you find out the value? So dwell time is basically the capital N by PRF, and the capital N is basically the number of pulses divided by the pulse repetition frequency. That's a very common format. Next, clutter interference, because clutter interference we have studied in detail from the Skolnick. They have just listed down. We may go through thermal noise, this KTBR type of thing, and from this case we have to find out the BN, that is this point, that is the bandwidth, noise bandwidth rather. So the standard temperature, Kelvin, depending upon the IEEE is already standard format, you have to go through the formula. KB is basically the Boltzmann constant, and the value is, you have to remember the value, because for the numerical point of view or the numerical question solution, MCQ based solution purpose, you have to follow or you have to write down the KB value. KB equals to 1.38 to the power minus 23 joules per Kelvin. System noise temperature, that you have to also calculate, and you may find some MCQ on the system noise temperature, because that is a very common type of formula that we are using to calculate the system noise temperature. So N naught, suppose the available noise for N naught equals to KTSBN, this kind of formula we are getting. Next, signal to noise ratio, or the we'll find out. So what is the ultimate formula for the calculate the signal to noise ratio, and this receive power is associated with the R to the power 4. This type of questions they might ask, what is the relation between the range or radar range with this receive power. So this kind of relations you have to identify. Most radars are designed so that BN, that is this number of BN value, that's this BN parameter we know, that is nearly equals to 1 by tau. That is a certain relation, certain conditions we are maintaining. Another formula are finding out, that is the background noise temperature by the antenna, that is called the TA, and the total effective effect of the all other system, that is called the T naught. So TS equals to TA plus TE, this kind of parameters we are getting. Integration of the pulses, that we have studied in detail from the Skolnick book. What is the number integration of the pulses? What is the definition of the integration of the pulses? We have seen, and I go through the Skolnick book and find out these topics. Dual time, again, repeatedly they have. I am emphasizing on this particular parameter because I have seen in the MCQ question bank that this kind of questions they are asking. So what is this dual time? Dual time is the simple antenna model that is associated with the antenna radiation pattern of the antenna beam formation. So constant gain inside the half power beam, we know there are two different distinct points, that is called the 3 dB points, and when we are calculating the half power beam width, that is called the HPBW, that will depend upon this simple antenna model, and 0 outside. If the aperture has a diameter of D with uniform illumination, theta B is nearly equals to lambda by D. So the time that the target is in beam, that is called the is TOT, that the formula is TOT equals to theta B by theta S, and this dual time, loop time, or time on target, these are the different terms. So what is that? That is the target is in the beam. If we radiate certain amount of beam, so the target is will come under the beam, and up to which section, up to the time that will come under the beam, that will be denoted by the dual time. Another terms are, or another synonyms are there. Loop time, time on target. These are the different parameters, and that is the formula I have defined. And if you see one radiation pattern of the half power beam with what are the different point, antenna power pattern, polar plot, maximum value of gain. These are the different associated parameters that you may find. Doppler shift. This is the another article that we cannot avoid. Doppler filter bank. So different modules, so the different sections, velocity ambiguities, different note down sections you may go. You may go for the not only for the CFO. This kind of material helpful for the MC University exam also. So I will share this material as well as the MCQ pattern questions that we have seen today. These two material I'll share to the WhatsApp group. So that is the last official class before the CFO. If you have any queries regarding the CFO or regarding the radar engineering, you may ask to me, you may contact with me. But for the CFO purpose, try to carry the maximum marks, because that is the MCQ one. So direct question answer session, there is no partial marking system will be there. So just collect because I will share the documents and this SAN Foundry as well as this particular material that I will share with you. That will be sufficient. This kind of patterns, this kind of things you can find on the CFO, as well as the mock tests that you might be you might have to face from March 1st onwards. That is a preparatory session before the final end semester of the final semester examination. So we'll talk later about the mock test exam, but now our target is on the CFO. So CFO, I will share the materials, see the SAN Foundry and all the other associated MCQs that are available in the internet. Don't go through the links blindly, just see the result. So just see the answer, verify the answer is correct or not. You have studied many topics, you have seen all the details, because Skolnick is our pioneer book. We have studied the Skolnick 80% of the SCON League following our McCourty syllabus. 80% of the SCON League book we have already covered. So we have not skipped any topic. We have seen all the different parameters, all the different important instructions of the important parameters that are mentioned or that are already mentioned in our university syllabus. We have covered all the things. We have seen the basic numerical formulae that will be required to solve the different types of MCQ or the different types of numerical problems. So we have gone through different parameters, different sections. So that is very helpful. That will be helpful if you go through the SCON League for the MCQ purpose as well as for the final exam, for the CA4 purpose. So next, what we will do, if we see the thing, if we see the overall content of the syllabus, already we have finished. After the CA4, if we have some time, we may go through the different types of MCQ also, like this way, like today's class or the previous class we have just completed. Like this way, we have to cover the syllabus, and we can see the different associated topics that might be available with the different books. I have the KK Sharma book, the A.B. Bhattacharya book, that very beautiful books are there. SCON League is readily available book because SCON League is our main book. So depending upon that, we may, I think, we may easily face the exam, whatever may be the pattern that might be on the broad question purpose or the MCQ that we are expecting that our final exam will be on the MCQ basis. No problem. We have already covered all the topics, so you can easily get the answer, or you can easily readily different types of questions we will even see, because from the starting from the radar range equations up to the ECM and ECCM, different types of warfare technologies, we have not skipped any topic. We have covered all the topics, so I think no problem. If you face the exam, you may answer all the questions. So that's all. Best of luck for your CA4. If you face any problem, just directly contact with me. I will share these two materials, especially the MCQ 95 almost questions are there. Follow the answers, because after seeing all the questions at the end, you will find the answers are there, the options they have given. And with the question, this particular material, I will share the document just now we have seen. That is a summarized kind of thing. You may go through the documents, many portions are given. So just come after completion of the class, within 5 or 10 minutes, I will share the thing in our radar engineering group. So thank you for your attention. Kono question, kono prashna, Roshan, koi question regarding the CA4? Ankita, Monisha? কোনো প্রবলেম হবে না, যে ডকুমেন্টগুলো আমি দিচ্ছি জাস্ট গো থ্রু করো, আর স্যানফর্মের যে ওয়েবসাইটটা আছে ওটা একটু ফলো করো। হ্যাঁ, ওটা ফলো করলে ওখানে অনেক টাইপের কোশ্চেন আছে। রোশন, कोई प्रॉब्लम, कोई डाउट? ओके, आई थिंक अच्छा ठीक है रोशन, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। देखो मैं मटेरियल जो शेयर कर रहा हूँ देख लो, कोई डाउट होता है तो मुझे कॉल कर लेना, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ठीक है, कैन डिस्कस। ओके, thank you for your attention. So next week you have to face the CA4. Best of luck.